Hey guys, Lencac here. Give you a guess what we're doing today. Yep, out here at the range. Down at the 100-yard end of it. This is going to be round 2 of the scoped K31. As you saw in my first video, I was having a bit of an issue with it staying, not coming loose. So I took it back and tried to do, for lack of a better way to say it, try to seat the mount a little bit better to the receiver, and tried a couple different things. We'll see if it works. So we're going to give that a try today. So be interesting to see how it all goes. But let me finish, get back downrange there and finish getting set up and see if we can't see how this thing pans out. All right, guys, here we are. It's going to be round 2 at this thing, trying this scope K31 out, doing this mount. Of course, as you saw in my first attempt at it, this mount kept coming loose, so obviously it was just kind of all over the place. The bottom of this mount has a radius that's supposed to correspond to the radius on the receiver, and of course when you tighten it all down it's supposed to come flush and hold itself there. But what I discovered was that the crest on the receiver actually has, because of the crest itself, it has slightly raised edges, which means that this mount never really did seat except where it was hitting those edges of the crest, if that makes sense to you. So what I've done is I've taken and I kind of took the mount on the underside and kind of did some sanding on it to see if I could get it to kind of meet the receiver, not on that crest, but maybe a little bit more along the sides of it. And then what I did is I put a 5/1000 inch brass shim between the receiver and the mount. Hopefully that soft metal will allow it to all kind of find a home and kind of offset the little bit of raised edges on the crest there, if you follow me. So anyways, and then I re-Loctited the screw that tightens it all down. Of course, didn't seem like the Loctite held very well the first time, so I put more Loctite on it. So we'll see how that goes, but needless to say, at this point I have to re-bore sight the whole thing and just kind of start from scratch. So I think that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to get my hat, my hearing protection. All right, that's a little better. But I want to take now and see if I can't, let's get this, see if we can get this thing bore sighted in. And because I did put, and I also did change the rings out, I put some worn steel rings on it. They're a little bit lower than the other ones I had. So the scope is down a touch. The problem with that is if this screw comes loose again, I won't be able to get in there with my wrench again. But let's kind of see where it all ended up at here. And of course, as I explained to you before, what my bore sighting procedure is. Alright, so this thing's going to shoot way high, so I want to go down. Go the other way. Put it down to 0. Take a look at that. It was up. I had some elevation in it from before, but like I say, because the scope mount kept coming loose, who knows where that was going. Looking over the top of it to see if it's level. Okay, let's try that. I had to move it up quite a bit. Of course, like I say, we've got new different rings on it and all that stuff. So I'm not going to be too critical of where it sits now just yet. The key to this whole magic is making sure that you get that target down there absolutely zeroed, centered down the bore of the rifle. Okay, a little bit back down, and now we're going to be shooting, this will be shooting to the left, so I want to go right. Let's try that. Well, I'm thinking that should be on paper. So I'm going to run my camera down range, and then let's see if we can squirt some rounds out of it. I'm going to use some hand loads I've used before, and hopefully if I get that far, use some GP11 ammunition out of it. So wish me luck, guys. Alright guys, here we go. I'm not going to bother setting up my chronograph. I've already chronographed all these rounds before, so there's no sense in doing that again. But as I used last time, these are Hornady 178 grain ELD match rounds on top of 46 grains of reloader 17. I do have these reloaded into GP11 brass, and the base to ogive is 2-inch 250 for those of you that keep track of that. So let's throw one in and see where she goes. Wish me luck, guys. And I am going to use this for a little bit of a cheek riser for the time being. I don't want to go through the trouble and hassle and expense of putting a cheek piece on this unless I know this scope mount is worthy, if you know what I mean. Alright, so I am going to aim right in the center of the black shooting seat. Alright, let's take a look, see where it went. Well, for a first shot, not too bad off a bore sight. That's 3 o'clock outside band of the black shooting seat. I'm going to take another shot just the way it is to verify the sight setting, and then do some adjustments. Take a look. Same elevation, that is also right. So I am going to click some left into this thing. And if I think right, that's about 4 inches. And these are quarter MOA. I'm going to walk it over. Alright, let's try that. See if that gets us back where we belong. Let's check them out. Still seems tight. Take a look. That's not too shabby. That is pinching the orange. Maybe 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, right in there. Alright. That's giving me something to work with. Mount is still tight. take a look. I think I might have pulled that one a little bit though. If I did pull it, I pulled it to the right place because that's touching the orange also. Maybe 3 o'clock on the orange bullseye. All of a sudden I'm starting to see some promise with this thing. Provided this mount doesn't come loose. Still tight. All right, let's take a look at that one. It's not too bad either. That's just slightly underneath my last shot. If I get through this, doing this, and this mount doesn't come loose, this might be a very doable combination here. Okay guys, that might be a fly in the ointment. Didn't come loose, but that one went way low. Well, it's still tight. So let's I didn't think I pulled that one, but we'll see. Okay guys, those last two are down. They went low, way low. So, I don't know. I can't, let's try it again here. Guys, I don't know what that was, but for some reason something changed. I don't know what, but now it's shooting low. I'm gonna bump the elevation up. All right, let's try that. Hopefully that's gonna be up the bullseye again. Kind of odd. Alright, that is back up, good elevation. Went to the right a little bit. I did give it some right windage. I'm going to move it back. Alright, windage is good. That one went a little bit high, not much. You want to go down range?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, it's alright. Alright guys, There was my first 2 off a bore sight, which, you know, was fine. And then I did some adjustments to it. And then I had 3. 1, 2, and then 3, which is not too bad. I was looking promising. And then for some reason, doesn't seem like this mount came loose, but it went down here. 3 in a row, right down there. So I readjusted it, and my next shot came up, and of course I gave it a little bit of windage too when I brought that for this adjustment, and it brought it over. I put some left in it and it went left, so I moved it back. That was the next shot out of there, which I thought was all right, not too bad. And then my last shot was down here, so shit, it's kind of all over the place so far. I'm not terribly impressed so far. All right guys, this is the make or break part of this thing right now. I've screwed around enough. This is going to be the one that I'm going to make a determination whether this scope mount is worth a shit or not. I will say that typically scope K31s, because they're, other than, I will say this, I did build a rifle for a guy, and I sent the receiver off to Rock Solid Industries, and they put one of their mounts on it, but it is, you know, drilled and tapped onto the receiver. It's like, it's there. And that thing shot spectacularly. It was in a bluegrass stock, and we did some other stuff to it, but that thing was a tack driver. But all these other kind of scope mounts, I've tried another one, a Swiss Products one, it would not hold a 0 either. I saw this, the configuration of it and the setup looked interesting, so thought I'd take a chance, give it a try. And so far, to be honest, it is doing about what I think these types of scope mounts do. They just, for whatever reason, just won't hold a 0. So let's give this a try. I'm going to shoot 5 GP11s out of it, and let's see where it ends up at. I'm not going to change anything. It's going to be 5 rounds, no adjustments. This is going to be the make or break telltale string here. It is starting to get a little hot and steamy out here, so I'm going to take my sunglasses off. Still all seems tight. See where it went. All right, that is almost exactly where my last shot went on my previous string. Right again. Well, it's kind of in the general area. Nothing to write home about. And we know GP11 ammunition out of a K31 is going about 25-50, just for FYI. Well, that one kind of split the difference between my first 2 shots. God. Check it, and it's staying tight. The last 2 shots are right next to each other. Ah, damn. I think this is going to warrant 5 more shots at GP11. And I think I will do an adjustment on the scope. Bring it up and over a little bit. All right, I gave that 10 clicks of elevation and 2 clicks of windage to the right. All right, guys. Head is up. Bullseye height, maybe 3/4 of an inch to the left. Mount's still tight, seems like. That's bullseye height again, about 2 o'clock off of the, just off the orange bullseye. There you go, that one went errant again. And you know what, I don't know if it's me, because this whole thing is a little bit, scope is high, it's just, I don't have a good comfortable cheek rest, so I don't know, some of it might be me. That one was off a bit. Alright guys, there's my first shots again with it. Down low, I took 5, they were down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I did some elevation adjustment on it. Went up there, I think the first round after the adjustment was there. Second one was there, which all of a sudden looks fairly decent. Then I had one that went down here. I thought it might have gone through there because I didn't see it there. And then the last 2 once again are down there. So the thing is just squirrely as hell. I don't know. I'm gonna look into the bedding of the rifle itself. Okay, guys. As you saw it again. After the barrel, I'm thinking maybe it's got to do with the barrel getting hot now, because it came down again. Groups came down again as last couple shots. I may want to look into pulling it apart and kind of redoing it to see if, because there's this rifle here has quite a bit of downforce on the barrel against the front of the stock. It's got quite a bit of preload, more than I would like to see. And sometimes I've seen them like that in the past a little bit. What I've been inclined to do is put under the front main screw, put a shim under there to get it up so it'll make the barrel neutral in the channel again. I may try that. Give this another whirl, because this scope mount is tight, and I don't think this, I mean, it's a decent scope. It's a Vortex Diamondback scope. It's excellent. These are worn steel rings. You know, it's not the rings. The mount is tight. So I'm wondering, this may require further investigation, if you know what I mean. But at any rate, guys, I think I've seen enough. What it did is it provided me with more questions. So I don't know. I guess that's the reason we do this, a challenge, because we're men, and men do stupid things like this. We like our toys. So at any rate, guys, I think that's about all the shooting I'm going to do today. I'm going to go get myself some breakfast over at Diner 62, and I may have to investigate this a little bit. I think I'm going to check into the rebedding of this receiver into this stock. Like I say, it has too much more preload on the barrel than I would like to see. All right. Anyways, guys, you're seeing it. You draw your own conclusions at this point. But this is Lencac over and out, guys.